הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. How good and how pleasant it is to be here together, praying as brothers and sisters. Before we start our service, of course, I'm sure you all know about the tragedy in Christ Church this morning, where 49 mourners were killed while praying. 49 prayers were killed while praying, and an attack on people of God anywhere is an attack on people of God everywhere. So I have a prayer after racist violence against houses of worship by Alden Salovey to read. O people of conscience, cry out. Cry out against the arrogance, against hatred and anger. Cry out against violence and oppression. For God requires us to stand in the name of justice and freedom. For God requires us to oppose terror, to muster our power and energy against racist aggression, and to protect all houses of prayer. O God, we implore you, look down upon the suffering perpetrated against churches, mosques, and synagogues, against houses of worship in so many lands, by the hand of wickedness, by the hand of malevolence, by the hand of ignorance and sin. Today we remember with sadness the attacks on Masjid Al-Noor and Lidwood Masjid in Christ Church, and the loss of precious life. With your gentle and loving hand, God of shelter, unite all your children under your canopy of hope and love. Bring light of salvation and healing to the four corners of the earth. And let us say, I also just want to comment that even in their moment of hardship, the Muslim community has been so open-hearted with those looking to show solidarity. I saw that in New York there was a vigil planned for 5:30, and when it was brought to their attention that there were some Shabbat observant Jews who wished to show solidarity and asked if we can't be there, how else can we participate? And so they just moved the vigil up an hour so that Jews could go before Shabbat. And here, right around the corner at Dar al-Noor, which you might notice shares a name with one of the mosques affected, when a member of our community went on behalf of Ner Shalom to bring gifts of solidarity, they wouldn't let her leave without taking some food with her. So just the open-heartedness in both directions has been really heartening in this dark time. So I wanted to share that. And now there's been a special request for another opening song of praise as we are here together in God's house praying as brothers and sisters of different faiths in this difficult time. So we will sing Ashrei, happy are those who dwell in your house, on page 52. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha, od yehalelucha selah. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha. Hodya hallelujah, Selah, Ashrei, 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 yoshvei beitecha. Ashrei, 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 yoshvei beitecha. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praises forever. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praises forever. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha. Odeh hallelujah, Selah. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha. Odeh hallelujah, Selah. Ashrei, Ashrei, Ashrei yoshvei beitecha. Ashrei, Ashrei, Ashrei yoshvei beitecha. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praises forever. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praises forever. All right, I think we're ready to bring in the Shabbat with a candle lighting. I'd like to invite up the B'nai Mitzvah family, all of the hearts who would like to, may join us on the bima. And the blessing is on page 120. Oh, that's tomorrow's. Hold on. You have tomorrow's up instead of tonight. Yeah, sorry. Technical difficulties. The correct slideshow will be up in a moment. Shabbat service. Yeah, okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlek ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. And now we turn to pages 138 and 139 to welcome in the Sabbath bride with Lecha Dodi. We will sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, and when we get to verse 9, I invite you, if you're able, to rise and face the door and imagine the Sabbath as a bride coming down the aisle to join us in our sanctuary. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi anu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Li Likrat Shabbat lechuvanelcha, ki hi mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva orech kumi uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ater bala, gam besimcha uvetzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. So now we've said our opening prayers, opened our hearts to praise, lit our Shabbat candles, and welcomed in the Sabbath bride. And we are ready to segue into our evening service with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon uvyomechon, uvchayedecho bet Yisrael, bagala, uvizman kariv, ve'imeru amen. Yehesh merabah mevarach, ve'alamu al me'amaya, Yitbarach ve'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal, shemei tekudesha b'richu, leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, ve'imeru amen. On page 146, we come to the Baruch Hu. Please prepare yourself for the call to worship. may be seated. We read together in the English on page 149. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Now to lead us in a couple prayers, I'd like to call up Bar Mitzvah Gunner. Oh, Griffin? Oh, okay.
As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Let me lead into the mystery.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Please turn to page 152 for the Shema. Please rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha uv'shartam le'od al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'yisharecha l'man tizkaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim l'hiot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
You may be seated.
Thank you, Griffin. We read together on the top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, no ra tehilot osef eleh, no ra tehilot osef eleh. Malechutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze eli anu ve'ameru, Ze'eli anu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar ki bada Adonai et Yaakov, galo miyad chazak mimenu, baruch atah Adonai, Ka'al Yisrael. And now, Gunner.
Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Over all we love. Over our Jerusalem and yours.
Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, alenu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Let's turn to page 162 for Vishamru.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We come now to the central portion of our evening prayer. The tefillah begins on page 164 and will continue over the next few pages. I invite you to prepare yourselves for this set of blessings. Adonai tehilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevi Geula livnei v'neihem, V'ma'an Shemo v'Ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol, Atah Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagasham, Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofech cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunoto, Lishenei afar, Micha mocha ba'al kevurot, Umidom melach, Melech memit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atal hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shemcha kadosh, U'kadoshim v'chol yom yahalelucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el hakadosh. You may be seated. We continue together on page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 175. Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha v'yirah na'avod. Page 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. Page 178. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon L'chol hashalom, v'tov b'necha livarech et amcha Yisrael, b'chol עת ובכל שעה, בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. We take a moment for silent prayer. You might use the words on pages 180 and 181 or the meditations of your own heart. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי, וגואלי. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. We turn our thoughts to those who are ill or injured and in need of healing. We have on our prayer for healing list Ricky Grant, Mary Kennedy, Edith and Norman King, Skip, Kathy and Jeffrey Brace, Denise Logan, Ruth Brenner, John Kaur, Rosalind Cantu, Peter Winkler, Karen Thompson, Dean Ashley, Sharon Buell, Jean Walker, Louis Perlman, Eileen Milner, Mike Haug, Bill Brooks, Brianna Campbell, Josiah Pendleton, Denise Smith, Lori Perry, Scott Platts, Dave Avery, Bob Sparkman, Gail Garifo, Cheryl Manho, Seal Honig, Wendy Labanow, Benjamin Hartman, Scott King, Donna Thatcher, Chegg King, Debbie and Paul Nicely, McKenna Heiss, Bob Katz, Nick Joliat, Rebecca Barnes, Steve and Marion Renard, Bernard Strassner, Eddie Milgram, Robin Cohen, Ethan Cantwell, Pam Dabbs, Brian Snyder, and Mark Hummel. If anyone else has a name they'd like to share at this time. Miriam Levy. And of course, we keep in our thoughts and prayers the Muslim community, particularly in Christchurch and around the world, whose souls are in need of some healing today as well. The Misha Berach is in the middle of page 371. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We also pray for the health and safety of all those in our community who are active military duty, first responders, and peacekeepers, those around the world whose jobs are dangerous so that our lives might not be. We have on that list Oni Hinnanen, Joshua Ehrlichman, Martin Brown, Richard Rubino, Howard Mergler, Kyle Smet, Andrew Booth, Joseph Cald, Daniel and Bridget Stambowski, many members of the Nemero family, Pete Abelson, Jeremy Sharkey, Benjamin Hurd, Alexander Furman, Daniel Gilman, Curtis Miller, Rob Apgar, Ben Farrell, Caleb Menzies, Francis Petraka, Noah Kaplan, and all those in the armed services and on ships at sea that tune in and watch us from our live stream. I also do want to name again the police officers in Christchurch. New Zealand police generally do not carry guns. Not sure if they have a special unit to dispatch for the rare occasion that they have active shooter situations like this morning, but I think it is a testament to their police force that even though they generally don't have any use for firearms, they were able to take all the armed suspects without further loss of life in that aspect. So they are also in my thoughts. May the one who blessed our fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and our mothers Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, bless those who are serving in our armed services. May God guard them and keep them from harm. If they find themselves in danger's path, may God bring them back whole of mind and body to all those who love them. May it be your will, Adonai Tsevaot, to lead them to safety and to protect them from each and every enemy and ambush. May God make their journey successful and guard their going out and coming in with mercy and love, and let them be blessed to return home with life and peace, now and forever. And let us say, Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So this week's Torah portion is Parshat Vayikra, the first in the book of Leviticus. It is pretty much all about sacrifices, mostly animal sacrifices. And you're going to hear a lot about that tomorrow from our wonderful B'nai Mitzvah twins, if you join us again in the morning. But for tonight, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the incredibly busy and fulfilling week I had this week. So I spent considerable time Monday through Wednesday with colleagues from the American Jewish World Service, or AJWS for short. I was a Global Justice Fellow with them in 2014 and 2015. I traveled to El Salvador and Nicaragua with them in January of 2015, and I attended a policy summit with them that following May, but this is the first time I've really gotten involved with them again since then. AJWS is primarily a grant-giving organization that works with grassroots organizers all over the world in three main categories: civil rights and political freedom, land rights and food access, and healthcare rights. Although obviously there is sometimes overlap with those things, like indigenous people having right to access their own land and grow their own food as is their tradition, has to do with their political and civil liberties, things like that. But those are the sort of buckets that the grassroots organizers work in, that AJWS helps to fund. Their main driving force overall is to identify the most marginalized in any given community and empower change makers from within the afflicted communities so that true equality and the dignity of human life might be achieved, even in the darkest corners of a world full of troubles. Many of my colleagues who attended this rabbinic convening with me this week are current Global Justice Fellows who have just returned from their trip to Guatemala. They shared their experiences with us in the space of the rabbinic convening, as well as with members of Congress and employees of the State Department when we visited offices on Tuesday and Wednesday. And so, as you may know, much of Central America is facing similar issues of destabilization and is still reeling from the echoes of the various civil wars and truly horrifying political violence that spanned about 30 years in ripples across the region. And some countries, like Guatemala, had been on track in recent years to recover from that period of history, but are now seeing sudden backtracking of progress and justice. My colleague's trip to Guatemala was very much focused in the AJWS civil rights portfolio and how rule of law is deteriorating in Guatemala, while my trip to Nicaragua and El Salvador 4 years ago was focused more on health rights issues for women, girls, and LGBTI folks. I learned a lot from my colleagues, and I also noticed how much overlap there was in our experiences with our visits to these Central American communities, and how pressing these concerns still are now as we take them to Congress to ask for U.S. support for human rights around the world. So, for example, there is a bill currently on the floor in Congress to impose sanctions under the Global Magnitsky Human Rights Accountability Act to uphold and support the International Commission Against Impunity in Guatemala, which the Guatemalan government is currently trying to undermine. I did not know what any of those things meant before this week, so if you don't either, let me explain. So the International Commission Against Impunity in Guatemala, or CICIG for short, exists to serve as a third-party, impartial judicial body that works with the Guatemalan judicial system to ensure corruption is kept out of the legal proceedings so that justice and human rights prevails. It was established at the end of their civil war. This is the body that has allowed for the prosecution of many of the perpetrators of the genocide against the indigenous people that happened during that civil war. It occurred for a great length of time throughout the second half of the 20th century. And so through these measures, besides bringing to justice people who have committed genocide, CICIG also has assisted in the democratic progress in the country as well. Justice and democracy tend to go hand in hand. But the current regime now wants to dismantle CICIG and pass an amnesty law that would set free the genocidaires and put a great many people at risk. As Jews, a people who have survived attempts at genocide and state-sponsored violence, sometimes disguised as political necessity, we have a stake in genocide wherever it occurs. We have a responsibility in ending it, investment in justice and rebuilding after it happens, and interest in helping prevent it wherever it seems likely to pop up again. Luckily, the Guatemalan Congress did not have a quorum to vote on their amnesty bill on Wednesday, so we have some time to take a breath and urge our Congress to pass our Guatemala bills currently in both the House and the Senate, and hopefully stay ahead of the possibility of coming atrocities in our neighboring nations. Aside from talking a lot about Guatemala, as well as also Burma and the global gag rule, in preparation for and inside of our meetings with the U.S. government employees, this convening of rabbis also obviously talked about Torah. One colleague shared a midrash on the word Vayikra that opens our parsha. The aleph at the end of the word is written in tiny lettering in every Torah scroll that has ever been written to our knowledge. But the reason why is not evident. One explanation is that Moses originally wrote Vayikar to communicate that Moses simply happened upon God in the tent of meeting, as though neither God nor Moses had any great intention of continuing their talks from on the mountain, inside the Mishkan now. But God wanted Moses to come chat, and wanted Moses to know that he was called upon, and wanted everyone else who should read these words later to also know that Moses was called upon. So the aleph was written in as a sort of correction, and that scribal transmission has been passed down through the millennia. On the first afternoon of our convening, we were invited to turn to our neighbors and discuss what calls us to the work of social justice. Rabbi Jonah Pesner, the director of the Religious Action Center of Reform Judaism, told his story of taking the train from his apartment in Lower Manhattan up to the Bronx for his high school back in the 80s, and along the way seeing all the devastation that much of Harlem and the Bronx was back then. And he could not help but feeling called to help these communities in New York. And that was the beginning for him of a lifetime of community organizing and social justice leadership. So he asked us what our story is. Why are we now AJWS rabbis? And I couldn't think of anything. If you ask me about my call to the rabbinate, I could give you some clear moments and pinpoint the origin of that call. But for me, the call to empathy is so innate, I couldn't think of a story. I thought about the moments of reawakening that happened for me in 2015 and brought me back into activism. I thought about the time I received a Feed the Children donation card in the mail to my name, and I cried because I was about 8 years old and I didn't have any money of my own to feed the children, but I knew that I was well fed, and so I felt very guilty and didn't know what to do with that. But neither of those experiences really felt like the sort of origin story that Rabbi Pesner was asking for. So I thought, maybe I just happened into this. My parents are very generous and compassionate people. My grandmother wrote anti-racist poetry in the 1950s. My great-grandparents escaped the Pale of Settlement when facing potential banishment to Siberia for actively working to take down the Tsar. So maybe this is just the camp I was born into. But 2 fairly long days later, hearing that midrash on the word Vayikra, Vayikar, I thought, maybe I can't pin down an exact moment of awakening, but I was called into the work of human rights and equality as assuredly as I was called to the rabbinate, and both are equally holy occupations. So you may not be rabbis, and you may not be activists, but as Jews and as people of faith, you too are called to tikkun olam, to repair the world. And as Americans, you too have the right and privilege to use that moral imperative as people of faith to sway our legislators in matters of life and death for our fellow humans around the world. So I urge you to use that call and that voice to make the world a better, safer place for everyone. May you find yourself called into divine presence through holy work of peacemaking and justice. Amen, and Shabbat Shalom. We turn now toward our concluding prayers. So I'd like to call back up the Hart family to open the Ark for the Aleinu, which is on page 586. And I would like to invite everyone else to prepare themselves for the Ark to be open. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. You may be seated. We turn our thoughts now to those who are no longer with us in body, but remain with us in spirit. We have on our yahrzeit list this week those observing an anniversary of death: Joseph Lefferson, Judith Daniels, Mary Lorena Carter, Ida Klein, Enid Friedman. And we are still within the year of mourning for Bernice Strassner, Peter Winkler, John Jenkins, Tony Jerez, Pat Burton, Alexander Haley, Irving Younger, Irving Berlin's long dead, Melvin Wax, Bernice and Sylvan Simon, Cecil and David Rosenthal, Jerry Rabinowitz, Rose Mallinger, Richard Gottfried, Joyce Feinberg, Daniel Stein, Betsy Klarman, Jeannie Grissom, Lee McCoy, Ivy Bells, Renee Adler Kaplan, Norman Rosen, Tom Metzler, Rodney Smith, Diane King, and Amanda Chazen. If anyone else has a name they'd like to share at this time, please do so. Mourners Kaddish is on page 598. Mourners and those who wish to join them may rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyomechon, u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'bizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, Vit hadar, vit ale, vit halal, shemei dekudasha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushpechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran ve'alma v'imru amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. You may be seated. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. 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 V'imru. Okay, I'd like to invite up our president, Alec Levy, for some announcements.
Thank you, Rabbi Liz. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
First, I'd like to welcome all of our guests. Thank you for joining us tonight. Rabbi Liz and Gunnar and Griffin, thank you for leading us in the service, a wonderful service tonight. Gunnar and Griffin, Mazel Tov, and look forward to tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, your B'nai Mitzvahs. And thank you to the Kantrovich, Lebenau, and Hart families for the wonderful oneg that we'll all be enjoying here momentarily. As I say, the Hart B'nai Mitzvah will occur tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, Rabbi Liz will be speaking at the First United Presbyterian Church of Dale City, which is, I believe, on Dale, around Dale and Minnieville-ish.
Very close to here.
Pardon?
It's very close to here.
Yeah. Cardinal in Minnieville, I'm sorry, that's right. And then Sunday, there's religious school, followed at 1 o'clock by adult education. More of Ezra and Nehemiah. If you haven't been to all the sessions, fear not. Each session stands on its own, so please come join Rabbi Liz. And then Sunday night, Amir Tiban, who is the Washington correspondent for Haaretz, one of Israel's leading newspapers, will be speaking at Temple B'nai Shalom in Fairfax. That's at 7 o'clock, and they've invited us to join them. And I meant to say Rabbi Liz speaks, and they've invited us, the First United Presbyterian Church has invited us to join them as well. So 2 events each in the evenings, Saturday night and Sunday night. A week from tonight is the Purim service, and Rabbi's still looking for Megillah readers in English, so if anyone would like to volunteer, please see the rabbi or email her. And then the next night is Saturday, March 23rd, is the adult Purim party. It's for B'nai Mitzvah age and older, so Gunnar and Griffin, you'll be eligible at that point. It'll be a lot of fun. There will be beer and wine available for a small fee. There'll be food, there'll be non-alcoholic beverages, lots of fun events. There'll be a poker table set up. There will be lip sync competition. The theme is the Mad Hatter, so get out your best Alice in Wonderland costume or your best hat, and please come. If you are going to come, please RSVP to Jillian. Her email address is in the e-kibitz. It's very important that we know how many people are coming so that we'll be able to, or they'll be able to figure out how much food to have. And there will also be raffles and other things. So lots of fun. And the next morning, Sunday, March 24th, will be the annual Religious School Purim Carnival. And one last point, coming up in April on the 20th, hopefully I've done the math correctly in my head, of April, is our annual Passover Seder. The 19th is Friday. It's going to be a home Seder and a home Shabbat. The 20th will be the Seder. Please, when the link comes up onto the website, please RSVP. Sisterhood puts it on. It's always a wonderful event. I think that's it. Shabbat Shalom.
Our closing song will be Adon Olam on page 625. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Li'ed Nasa, V'chefza Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'acharei Kichlot HaKol, Levado Yimloch Nora Adon Olam, Vehu Haya, Vehu Hoveh, Vehu Hiye Betifara Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Li'ed Nasa, V'chefza Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Vehu Echad, Ve'ein Sheni, V'hamshilo v'hachbira Adon Olam, Beli Reshit, Beli Tachlit, Velo ha'oz v'hamisra Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Li'ed Nasa, V'chefza Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Vehu Eli, V'chai Goli, V'tzor Chevli Be'et Tzara Adon Olam, Vehu Nisi, Umanosli, Menad Kosi B'yom Ekra Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Li'ed Nasa, V'chefza Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, B'yado Afki Ruchi, Ve'ed Ishan V'a'ira Adon Olam, Ve'im Ruchi Geviati, Adonai Li V'lo Ira Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Li'ed Nasa, V'chefza Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please join us for Kiddush and Oneg.